one of our goals as well. Actually, our number one goal was to win sectional. We would have won 17 games. Unfortunately, we ran into the fourth-ranked team in the state in our semifinal game of our sectional, and we lost 11-4. Didn't play as well as we could have, but as always, the guys showed a lot of heart all the way to the end. So that team actually made it through regionals. Rising Sun made it through regionals and actually went to semi-state. And they probably would be playing for the championship this weekend if their leading pitcher and leading player hadn't cheated on his exams and got kicked off the team. So they actually ended their season at semi-state and lost 7-0. So would have been nice to have an ORVC team win the state championship, but that's the team that we went up against. Our conference was probably the most difficult conference that I've ever experienced through all my coaching when I coached with Tim back 96 through 2001, and then the past 4 years. It was very, very competitive. Rising Sun only lost 2 games all year. Our team ended up 15-11, and again, another goal of ours was to win the ORVC, and I believe we tied for third in the ORVC, second to South Ripley, and then number 1 was Rising Sun. We also had some individual statistics for a team versus last year. One of the things we had problems with last year is we struck out a lot. We wanted to reduce our strikeouts by at least 50% this past year. And in 2012, our strikeout percentage was 29% for all the kids aggregated. This year, we got it down to 20%. So that's a 31% improvement, and 20% is not bad for a baseball team, considering you have freshmen all the way up to seniors playing at the varsity level. So very pleased with their improvement there. Our goal was also to increase our fielding percentage. Last year, we had some difficulties with errors, and our fielding percentage was 89% throughout the year. And that's not a real good average for a baseball team to have. This year, our goal was 96%. We almost hit that. We ended up at 94%. So we had a significant improvement over where we were at there. So moving up in the right direction. Our goal, and probably the biggest one that helped us out this year, was to increase our batting average. Last year, our batting average was .213 throughout the year. We had a goal to increase it by at least 50 points above that. I'm happy to say that we finished the season at a .311 batting average with the whole team. So very proud of those guys. And we had an individual that didn't get to play last year for some reasons. Jordan Chandler. He worked in the off season. He did practice with us last year, and he kept at it. Very proud that he kept at it. Was glad to have him back on the team this year, and he ended up being our number 1 offensive threat, and he actually batted .483 for the season. So outstanding effort by Jordan. Unfortunately, he's not here, and like I said, this is a tough group to manage. And one of the things that we do to try and manage that is we text each other. And so, of course, tonight, all the guys know, Jesse, Kyle, you guys know that my feedback is direct and instant usually. And I don't pull any punches. So, Luke, David, and Jordan, I believe they're playing softball right now. And I texted them and said, guys, it's getting close to our announcement time. Are you guys going to make it? Of course, David, as he usually does, he responds pretty quickly. He says, probably not, Coach. Of course, me with a response back, direct, poor choice, but good luck in the game. And you would think they would say, yeah, you're probably right. We should have made it. But no, the response is, hey, appreciate the sentiment. We're probably going to win this game. That's what we have to do. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Our pitching was improved this year, and speaking of David, David was just outstanding this year. And it seems like whenever we got on the field with David, we were in the game. We could win any game that he was pitching. And he actually had an ERA, earned run average per game, of 2.53 to lead the team this year. He had 8 wins and 3 losses, and he just pitched outstanding. He actually threw a 1-hitter at Southwestern earlier this year, and he had a no-hitter going through 5 innings. So outstanding effort by David. He came on offensively at the end of the year and did a great job too. One of the pieces to his success was getting ahead of the hitters. His first pitch strike percentage, so the first pitch he threw to every batter, he threw a strike 69% of the time, and that was a key to his success. One of the other pitchers that we had was Luke Higgins, and Luke, his record didn't show it, but actually Luke did pitch well this year for the most part. Unfortunately, when Luke got on the mound, we didn't play very good defense behind him. And if you look at the team batting average against, so all the teams that we play, when Luke was pitching, the team batting average, he had the lowest against batting average at 254. So again, that shows that his record doesn't represent what he did this year. And talking about Luke Higgins, he was the best batter in the second half of the year this year. He raised his batting average about 130 points the second half of the year, which is difficult to do when you have that many at bats. So Luke really came on towards the end. RBIs, that was a race between Kyle and Jordan Chandler. And Jordan just edged him out. He had 29 RBIs and Kyle had 28. So that may come down to the scorebook, but nice job there. They were in the right spots and they drove in a lot of runs. So good job there. David, again, David was our most selective hitter. He had an outstanding on-base percentage, highest on the team, but one of his keys to success at getting on and getting a lot of runs was his ability to draw a walk. He actually had 23 walks this year, the entire season, which is really amazing. If you think about a kid only gets about 75 to 80 at bats during a whole season. So, the next closest guy was 12 walks. So 23 to 12 is significant. And that really helped us getting that leadoff guy on when he comes around or to lead off a game. That's a big deal. Slugging percentage, of course, Jordan Chandler was at 845 with that, and our lowest strikeout percentage. And he set his own goal this year, and I think, Kyle, your goal was to have the lowest on the team and to have a strikeout percentage lower than 10%. Well, you made it. Good job. You hit 8.6%, so very proud of you there. Luke Higgins, he had the most strikeouts on the team. He struck every 1 in 5 batters that he faced out. So he had 36 strikeouts in the year and did a nice job on that side as well. And talking about our on-base percentage, and this is really, if some of you have seen Moneyball or the movie, talking about the statistics and what really makes a difference in winning and losing games is really your on-base percentage. In 2012, our on-base percentage was 330. In 2013, our on-base percentage was 443. That's a huge, significant improvement, and David was the leader of that. David got on base 57% of the time. So his on-base percentage was 569, Kyle's was 521, and Jordan's was 508. And I think if you go down to it, I think Higgins was right at 500. So we had some guys that could get on base and produce some runs. Of course, you always have to have those clutch hitters when those guys get on base. And, when you look at the statistic of your batting average with runners in scoring position, there's 3 guys that come to mind. Jordan, Kyle, and David all were over 400 in their batting average with runners on base. Jordan was 542. Kyle was 484, and David was 467. So these guys really could put some runs up on the board again. So that kind of gives you some statistics on the season, on how we went, what our goals were. And we did have a good season. We ended it a little bit short. I definitely think if we'd made it through the sectional, the teams that we would have faced in the regional, we could have made it to semi-state, and then who knows what happened. So we just didn't have the knockdown pitcher that we needed to kind of get to the next level or kind of blow through some teams. We had very solid pitching in our 1 and 2 spots, but we didn't have that 85, 86, 87 mile an hour pitcher. So that kind of sums up the season, but I want to bring the kids up right now, and if everybody could come up here and we'll talk about them a little bit more. Jesse, Kyle, Brandon, Jordan. one of the things as a coach is